Turning now to the war in Ukraine. The Kremlin has rejected President Trump's proposal to freeze the war at the current front lines. Victoria Coates joining me now, a security expert. Victoria, okay, what happens now? Does Zelensky have to give up some more land to get Putin to talk peace?
Well, good to be with you, Stuart. This is, I think, a very bad move on Vladimir Putin's part. President Trump has given him every option to come to the table, to get to a diplomatic resolution. I think freezing the lines to get to a ceasefire was a very reasonable proposal. And we had also a meeting on the table for Secretary Rubio and Minister Lavrov. And that could have made some more progress, too. But for Putin to reject this means he is the one who's on the wrong side of peace. President Trump just brokered that ceasefire in the Middle East that Trey was just reporting on. It is holding against all odds. But Putin is the one who's not coming to the table, who won't get to a deal. So I would look to the president to start to put some more very strong economic pressure on Putin to force him to the table.
You say it would be economic pressure, like forcing Russia's friends and allies not to buy Russian oil. But you don't mean providing those Tomahawk missiles, right? That would be a military option.
Well, I think we would start with the economic option. President Trump is always very careful to keep leverage in his pocket, if you will, so he has additional steps to take short of something cataclysmic. And in this case, the economic card has not been played. Yesterday, Stuart, the European Union announced with great fanfare that they were going to wean themselves off Russian gas by 2028. Yeah. We are looking at the 4th anniversary of this war in a couple of months. They haven't gotten themselves off Russian gas. That's where we have to start, is with our European partners and allies, because this war is in Europe. They have to end this. So that's the perfect place to start.
But they can't just cut off Russian gas just like that. Winter's coming in Europe. If they just cut off Russian gas, well, where would they buy it from?
It's coming for the 4th time since this war started, and they've taken no steps in 4 years to do something about this. Sure. So I think they can import more U.S. gas. That was part of the trade deal with the EU. We are producing in record amounts. We also have a glut of Middle East oil on the market. We have shipments that aren't finding buyers. They can buy that gas and oil. So this is eminently possible for them to do, but they have no sense of urgency because the Biden administration turned a blind eye to it for years. And so I think that's where the president can really turn up the pressure.
Victoria, the Kremlin is saying that Russia is prepared to expand ties with Iran in all areas. That sounds like, to me, a bit like desperation for Russia, because Iran is flat on its back and bitterly divided.
Indeed. And this is a very interesting kind of 3-way, maybe 4-way partnership under the direction of China with Russia, Iran, and to some extent North Korea. And they've all kind of banded together into a new version of the axis of evil. And it is a danger to the United States. But at the same time, as you point out, all of these countries have systemic economic problems. It's not like Iran has all that much to offer Russia or vice versa. So I think this is a place where you could maybe do, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will. Maximum pressure on Iran can also be maximum pressure on Russia, both of them hugely dependent on their energy exports. Maybe the president needs a new czar to just spend all their time tracking their shipments and cutting them off.
Maybe so. Victoria Coates, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us, ma'am. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.